Welcome to Spam Filter for Your Brain, bite-sized ponderings on how our thoughts influence our behaviour and our lives, and because we're all connected, how our thoughts impact the world. I'm here to help people reconnect with their bodies and declutter their brains. And I don't believe that we should just magically know how our emotions and our thoughts impact our lives if no one ever teaches us. So let's learn this stuff together. Were you using your to-do list to avoid? You may well have noticed that being oh so terribly busy and having the longest to-do list in the world is one of the most socially acceptable avoidance strategies out there. And I bet that you may possibly be prone to dabbling in that occasionally. And for sure, most of us know that being really busy is just keeping us away from our feelings. But even with that knowledge, very few of us have peeled back the curtain and gone, okay, what am I actually avoiding here? If you don't allow yourself time to rest, if you don't allow yourself the time to listen and check in with yourself, and you never have time to breathe, if people ask you how you are and your answer is busy, what you're doing, not how you actually are, there's a chance that you're not spending any time checking in with yourself and just listening to your own brain, your own emotions. The brilliant thing about having endless lists is that we don't ever have space to check in with ourselves, our emotions, or any of the things that's bubbling underneath and maybe keeping us feeling a little bit stuck or feeling uncomfortable. Frankly, stuff that we could probably do with working through. If we can keep ourselves busy enough, we don't have to deal with any of that discomfort whatsoever. We can just carry on trying to be hyper productive and doing all of the things that make us sound so exhausted that we couldn't possibly have time to look at any of our emotional well-being. And I invite you to stop and pause and wonder if that's what you want to be doing with your one precious life that we have. Is it just an endless to-do list that probably is not going to get done in our lifetime? Or is it someone who pauses and checks in with themselves and makes sure that their decisions and their moves and their movements and their relationships align with the things that are important to them, their values, their ethics, their morals, their stances, the things that step us through in a world to keep us being more of ourselves? Because you may have noticed that this idea of rest being something that we need to earn is probably not serving you very well. It's probably serving a whole load of systems that you don't agree with very much and that you're probably actively trying to escape, if not work against. This hyper productivity culture that we are what we do rather than just being worthy for existing is something that is going to take active commitment to dismantle, and especially all of that stuff that we have internalized for ourselves. Rest is an incredible form of resistance because it is saying that I am not just what I do. I'm not my output. I am a breathing mammal who deserves space, air, time, joy, pleasure, and so many other things in between. Reclaiming that sense of ownership over your own body and ownership over your own time is a rebellious act of self-care. You don't need permission to earn rest. You don't need permission to be more of yourself. But you do have to decide for yourself because no one's going to offer that for you. This has been a short one this week because I'd quite like you to go and have a rest. I hope it's been useful, and I'll speak to you next week. If you've been enjoying what you're hearing on the podcast, you will love Self-Care School. Self-Care School is longer versions of this, more in-depth and more personalised. We have a whole hub of courses from body image to boundaries, perfectionism, time management, and a whole range of other topics. You name it, there's probably a course on it. But most importantly, we also have a weekly group coaching call where you get to apply this stuff to your everyday life and get support to try and untangle your own story from some of the emotions that you might not be enjoying in your life. If you would like to learn how to apply this work to your specific situation and to be building a life of your dreams, I would love to see you inside. Do pop over to selfcareschool.co.uk.